Sarah Jalaluddin. Have you got the idea, Sarah? Sarah, have you got the idea? You know why you got 0 on the assignment now? Now you didn't lose any mark, inshallah. So it's a kind of help, right? It's a kind of help for all of you. I graded it. I'm so active, ya Hiba. You have to say thank you, doctor. I'm so active, you know.
No, obviously, thank you very much, Professor. Like I got a 0 because I thought it was due at 11 at night, and I immediately submitted after it was graded at 5. But I got a 0, and yeah, it's fine. Like, thank you very much for your. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you've got the idea, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. So it was a kind of help for all of you. You know, you are my daughters and sons. My job is to help you rather than to disappoint you, to encourage you rather than to disappoint you. All right. And as I said before, the most important thing for me is to help you to understand writing. Writing is one of the most complex skills. It's so difficult, to be honest with you. And the majority of problems that we have in language are in writing. Really, writing is so complicated. So this is why we have to work hard in order to acquire or to learn as much possible as we can, during the semester. Now, let's go to last time. If you remember, we started talking about chapter 4. Chapter 4 talks about some, let's say, suggestions or some helpful steps in writing. Use active verbs rather than passive. Last time, if you remember, we talked about the use of pronouns, the use of the consistency of verbs, the parallelism, the consistency also of pronouns, and so on. Today there is another step or another advice, which is you have to use active verbs rather than passive verb unless it is necessary. Unless it is necessary. So when the subject of a sentence performs the action of the verb is in the active. When the subject of a sentence receives the action of a verb, the verb is in the passive. But you should use active voice rather than passive voice unless it is necessary. You know, there is no choice. I have to use the passive voice because the subject could be unknown or it is unimportant for the readers or whatsoever. Now look at these examples here. The computer was turned on by Hakim. Here, there is no need to use passive. You have to use active voice. Hakim turned on the computer. The car's air conditioner was fixed by the mechanic. Again, there is no need to use it in the passive or to write a sentence in the passive. It must be inactive. The mechanic fixed. The stream was diverted by the engineers. Again here. So if you think that, and wallahi, the subject is unimportant, so why did you mention it here? Because you mention it here, there is no need to write it in a passive voice. You have to write it in active voice. The novel A Country Doctor was written by Sarah Ornjwet wrote the novel, blah blah blah. In World War II, France, Holland, Norway, Hungary, Poland, Russia, and other countries were invaded by Germany. Germany invaded directly. There is no need to use the passive here. So in such sentences, you have to use the use of active voice is more preferable than the use of passive voice. But sometimes, as I said, if you think that there is you don't have a choice but to use passive sentences, you can. You can say COVID-19. Sorry. Um, if we are talking about an earthquake, you can say 10 people or 100 people were killed and thousands of houses were destroyed and or collapsed, etc. Now, we have an activity here. In the exam, especially in the midterm exam, you will have exercises like these, inshallah. And I will ask you, I need to fix them. If they have problems, you have to fix them. Many unhealthy foods are included in the typical American diet. What do you think? Many unhealthy foods are included in the typical American diet. How can we rewrite this sentence? Yes, the typical American diet includes many unhealthy foods. That's it. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, was established by the United States, Great Britain, and 9 other countries in 1949. We can say the United States, Great Britain, and 9 other countries in 1980, and 9 other countries established NATO in 1949, right? There is no need to use passive here. So the United States, Great Britain, and 9 other countries established NATO in. The soldiers once were attacked by gangrene-producing bacteria. Gangrene-producing bacteria, attacked the soldiers. The soldiers won't. A second Nobel Prize was won by Marie Curie in 1911. Marie Curie won a second Nobel Prize in blah blah. Yes. Easy. Now use concise words. Here I'm going to talk about wordy. If you remember, you got some comments when you sent me. You say, by the way, I've got some students who haven't sent me their assignments. Abdul Aziz, are you here, Abdul Aziz? Abdul Aziz, you didn't attend the exam last time, ya Abdul Aziz. You should communicate with me, please.
Hi, sir.
Habibi, you didn't do the exam last time.
Yeah, I sent you the email. Haven't you seen it? I mean,
I haven't got it, ya Abdul Aziz. Please send it to me again.
All right.
Send
okay.
it to me again. Okay,
Okay.
Habibi.
Thank you.
Okay, salam alaikum. All right, now wordness. What do I mean by wordness? To use more words than necessary. You know, some students use more words than necessary to express a meaning. Is often a sign of lazy or carelessness writing. Listen, lazy or carelessness writing. So directly you will be described as a lazy and a careless writer, right? Because you use more words than necessary. You readers may resent the extra time and energy they must spend when they haven't done the work needed to make your writing direct and concise. Here are two examples of Verdi sentences. Look at this example here. Now, in this paper, I'm planning to describe the hobby that I enjoy of collecting old comic books. In this paper, look, in this paper, I am planning to describe the hobby that I enjoy. Again, the hobby that I enjoy of collecting comic books. Now, if you look at this long sentence here, you can rewrite it like this here. I enjoy collecting old comic books. That's it. This is what you want to say, right? This is what the author wants to say. There is no need to use more words than necessary here. Look, in this paper, I'm planning to describe the hobby that. So what? So what? What are you saying to say? What are you going to say? You are going to say that I enjoy collecting old comic books. That's it. That's it. So please, when you write, you should think of what you are writing. You should think of what you are writing, because you know why? As I said, sometimes you use more words than necessary, and this will be as a kind of laziness or carelessness. Yeah, you will be described like this. So please try to avoid this style. If you look at this sentence here, and in Penn's opinion, he thinks that cable television will change and alter our lives in the future. In Penn's opinion, he thinks. Also, we have two verbs here, change, alter. However, they have slight difference in meaning. There is a difference in meaning between, however, they are synonyms, but they are gradable synonyms. They do not have completely the same meaning. So we can rewrite it as Ben thinks that cable television will change our lives. That's it. There is no need in Ben's opinion here will change and alter. There is no need to have two verbs. All right. Now, this is for Verdi. We call it weirdness or Verdi. Weirdness. This style is called as Verdi or weirdness. And now you use more words than necessary. Now, we have a clear meanings. There is a list of some Verdi expressions that could be reduced to single words. At the present time. Don't say at the present time, say now. In the event that, say if. In the near future, soon. Due to the fact that, because. For the reason that, because. Please, I'd like you to keep and to print this out, to print them out and to keep them by heart and to apply them in writing. It is able to, can, in every instance, always, in this day and age, today, during the time that, while, a large number of, many, big in size. There is no need to say big in size. Okay, when you say it's big, that means you are talking about size. When you say that it's red, you don't need to say it's red in color, because when you say, wallahi, the car is red, he has a red car, a blue car, whatsoever, that means, and you are talking about the color. So there is no need to use these words. Big, red in color, red. 5 in number, again, retain back, retain. Good, benefit, benefit. Commute back and forth, commute. Postponed until later, postponed. There is no need to use the long form. Look at this sentence here. The bag was purple, red, orange, and yellow in color, and its body was extremely large in size. What do you think? in color, in size. So we have two of them, right? Are you following me? Yes. Sorry. So the first sentence here, we have to omit in color and in size. These are wordy. Okay. C number 2. Controlling the quality and level of the television shows that children watch is a continuing challenge to parents that they must meet on a daily basis. I'll give you 2 minutes to rewrite the sentence. Controlling the quality and level of the television shows that children watch is a continuing challenge to parents that they must meet on a daily basis. You have 2 minutes. Think. Mm. Who would like to tell us how can we summarize this sentence? Controlling the quality and level of television shows that children watch is a challenge to parents on a daily basis. So yeah, you think that, so yeah, good, but I'd like to see another attempt. Yeah, that they must meet. When it is a challenge, that means you should meet, you must meet. When we say that something is a challenge, that means they must meet. So that they must meet, yeah, it must be deleted. Good. Controlling the quality of television shows that children watch is a challenge that parents meet. Yeah, acceptable, Nurhan. Controlling the quality and level of television shows is a challenge parents meet daily. Excellent, Mirna. Yeah, excellent. Excellent, Mirna. Controlling television shows that Abdulaziz that children watch is an everyday challenge to their parents. Yeah, excellent. Parents must control the quality and level of television shows that children watch on a daily basis. Excellent. Yeah, Ashraf. Yeah, they are all acceptable, by the way. Yeah. Another attempt, we can say parents must meet the challenge of controlling the television shows that children watch daily. Or daily, parents must meet the challenge of controlling the television shows that children watch. Yeah. Now look at the second one, at the third one, sorry. A large number of people are now seeking out various electronic devices as presents to give to others on their birthdays. Yeah, directly you will say that, and wallahi, there is no need for this prepositional phrase here. Why? Because, wallahi, when you have a present, you should give it to someone, right? A present, you give it to someone. So what should we say here? A large number of students. A large number of students. Sorry, of people. So instead of a large number of, you use what? Many. Yeah, yes. So many people are seeking out various electronic devices as presents on their birthdays. Yeah. Are seeking out various electronic as presents on their birthdays. Yes. In 1962, Linus Pauling, who was an American, was awarded the Nobel Prize, which was given to him for his attempts to limit the making of nuclear arms and to curtail the spread of nuclear testing. Easier. Instead of who was American, what can we say? No, was awarded. Awarded, يعني, we should keep it. Which was given to him. Yeah, excellent. Yes, this one must be deleted. Which was given to him. Yes, it must be deleted here. In 1962, Linus, who was American, there is an, who was American, was awarded the Nobel. The American Linus Pauling was awarded the American in 1962. The American Linus Pauling, who was an American, was awarded an American, without who was an American, was awarded the Nobel Prize was awarded the Nobel Prize for his attempts. You can, yes, man, you can. You can say that. But he was awarded. Who awarded it? No, you can't. You can't change it into active. You can't. You don't know who gave him the prize, and we don't care about this. Okay, Mirna, we don't care about who gave him the prize. Gave him the prize. So this is why we use passive here, because he was awarded. By whom? We don't know. Oh, it's unimportant to know. It's unimportant to know. And the most important thing here, he was awarded. So in 1962, Linus Pauling, who was an American, was awarded the Nobel Prize for his attempts to limit the making of nuclear arms and to curtail blah blah. Yeah. Now let's see the next one. I found out recently that Benito Mussolini, 1883-1945, the dictator of the fascist nation of Italy for a period lasting nearly 21 years, was named after the Mexican political leader who went by the name of Pintu Juris, 1806, 1872. Now, how can we rewrite this sentence? Yeah, a period lasting, yes, for 20 years old. For, here there is no need for this, a period lasting nearly 20 here. A period for 21 years, okay. I found recently that the director of the fascist blah blah one was named after who went by the name no Yahib, no. So this one for a period lasting. Yeah, for 20 was named after the Mexican political leader. Here, yes, a political leader. You can, look, you can delete this. Who went by the name of the Mexican leader? You can delete this. Who went by the name of the Mexican leader Pinto Juarez, 1806, 1872. Yes. So we delete what? We omit for a period lasting nearly, and we omit who went by the name of. Yes, because here the political leader, we put the name directly. In today's uncertain economic climate, it is clear that people, namely average middle class working people, have great difficulty saving much money or putting anything aside for emergencies. Saving much money or putting anything aside for emergencies. Saving much money or putting anything aside for emergencies. Why do we save money? You should ask yourself, why do we save money? Why do we save money? For emergencies, right? So we save money for emergencies, right? So it is known. But how can we rewrite it? In saving much money for emergencies. Yeah, look, for this one, or putting anything aside, it must be deleted. So this one has great difficulty saving much money for emergencies. So we delete this one, putting anything aside. You have another suggestion here? Another suggestion. But if we say in today's uncertain economic climate, it's clear that average middle class working people have great difficulty. So we delete this, or we delete all this. In today's uncertain economic climate, average middle class working people have a great difficulty. Is it acceptable? Yes, it is acceptable. So we delete this. Yeah, so we delete this here. it is clear that people, namely, right? And we say average middle class, because I'm talking about, this class of people, middle class working people. So there is no need to talk about people in general. So yeah, in today's uncertain economic climate, average middle class working people have great difficulty saving much money for emergencies. Yeah. We thought the television program that was on last night was enjoyable, whereas our parents reacted with dislike to the content of the show. What do you think? I'll give you 1 minute to think. Easier. We thought. Yes, Hiba. Or we can say the television program that was on last night was enjoyable, but, or, yeah, but our parents disliked the content of the show. Yeah, the television program that was on, we thought, was on last night was enjoyable, but our parents disliked, we delete here, reacted with, dislike, and to, disliked the content of the show. Yeah, the next one. Yeah, but our parents disliked its content. Yeah, excellent, Ishraf. Excellent. Its content. Yep, excellent. Excellent. Yeah. Because of the bad weather, the school district felt it would be safer to cancel classes and let everyone stay home than to risk people having accidents on the way to school. I'll give you 2 minutes. The school District felt it was safer to cancel classes and let everyone stay home because of the bad weather. Yep. Yeah. Acceptable, Radia. Yeah. Another attempt. The school district canceled classes and allowed everyone to stay home due to bad weather. Yeah. Asil. Yeah. Excellent. Another attempt. By the way, you can have more than one attempt to the same sentence, all right? Out of all the regrets in my life so far, one of my greatest ones to the present time is that I didn't take additional art classes when I was still in high school and had a chance to do so. If you look at this sentence, it's very long, and we have to rewrite it again. Out of all the regrets in my life so far, you can say, I regret. One of my greatest ones to the present time is that I regret that I didn't take additional art classes, right? When I was still in high school. So we delete, instead of this, out of all the regrets in my life so far, you can say, I regretted that I didn't take additional art classes when I was still in high school. And there is no need for this. It seems obvious to me, and it should be to everyone else. Look here, weirdly, that people can be harmed as much by emotional abuse as by physical abuse, even if they don't lay a hand on them. It's obvious that there is no need for this two sentences here. It seems obvious, or it is obvious, that people can harmed by blah blah. All right? Yeah. Now, vary your sentences. Vary your sentences. You should use simple sentences, compound sentences, and complex sentences. So the following are 4 methods you can use to revise simple sentences, making them more complex and sophisticated. Now, add a second complete thought, coordination. A simple sentence consists of at least one subject, at least one verb, right? And it has only one idea. Now, the compound sentence, it consists of 2 simple sentences. Compound sentence consists of 2 simple sentences, and they are what? And they are coordinated by certain coordinations. If you remember last time, we said that they are fanboys. Fanboys, F for A for and, N for nor, B for but, O for or, Y for yet, S for so. Now, add a dependent thought. Now, a complex sentence here. Complex sentence consists of a simple sentence. We call it independent clause. Independent clause and dependent clause. So, a complex sentence consists of a simple sentence plus a dependent clause. Now, the dependent clause usually starts with a subordinate. With a subordinate. Such as, because he was ill. Okay, so, right? So this is dependent clause. It doesn't have a full meaning. It needs what? It needs an independent clause in order to have a full meaning. Because he was ill, he went to the hospital. He went to the hospital. This is a simple sentence, and it is an independent clause. It has a full thought, a full meaning. However, the dependent clause or the subordinate clause, sometimes we call it the subordinate clause because it starts with a subordinate article, it doesn't have, or it doesn't, yeah, it doesn't have a complete thought or a complete meaning. Add a dependent thought, subordination. Begin with a special opening word or phrase. Place adjectives or verbs in a series. Now, let's have examples here. Revise by adding a complete thought. When you add a second complete thought to a simple sentence, the result is a compound sentence. The two complete statements in a compound sentence are usually connected by a comma and joined by coordinating fanboys, right? Fanboys. Fanboys, F, and, no, but, or, yet, so. So fanboys, fanboys. You can keep them in one word. A compound sentence, as I said, is used to give equal weight to two closely related ideas. The technique of showing that ideas have equal importance is called coordination. Following are some compound sentences. In each case, the sentence contains two ideas that the writer considers equal in importance. Craig worked on the engine for 3 hours, comma, but the car still wouldn't start. So this is a simple sentence. It has a subject, it has a verb, it has a complete thought, right? It can stand alone. It can stand alone. Craig worked on the engine for 3 hours. So this is an independent sentence, right? It has a full thought. The car still wouldn't start. Again, this is a complete sentence and it is a simple sentence. So two simple sentences are coordinated by a coordination, which is but. And they are both equals, right? Both equals. Here we use but because we have concision. We have contrast. Bananas were on sale this week, so I bought a bunch for the children's lunches. Look here, so as a result. So this is the reason, and this is a result. Again, two simple sentences are connected together by so. So this is a compound sentence. We last up our roller plates and then we moved cautiously on the here. Again, two simple sentences are coordinated by and. Now this is an activity. Combine the following pairs of sentences, simple sentences, into compound sentences. Use a comma and a logical joining word and but, for, so to connect each pair of sentences of statements. Look here, the weather was cold and windy. Al brought a thick blanket to the football game. So, here we use so. How about this one? My son can't eat peanut butter, snacks, or sandwiches. He's allergic to peanuts. And but, for, so. Which one? Which one? What do you think? This is the reason here, right? Are you following me? Can you hear me? Hello? I'm here. I'm talking to myself. Wallahi, at the end of this course, I'm afraid that I will have a paranoia or schizophrenia, not paranoia, because I will start talking to myself. So what should we use? What do you think? My son can't eat peanut butter, snacks, or sandwiches. He is allergic to peanuts. Mhm. 4. Yes. So we have to use 4. Yeah, we have to use 4. Because for this is the reason, right? I tried to sleep. You have 2 minutes to do number 2 and 3. Think. I tried to sleep. The thought of tomorrow's math exam kept me awake. Yeah, but yeah, excellent. The poet Ezra Pound left America in 1908. He was dissatisfied with the artistic climate because we don't have because we have 4. Yeah, 4. He was dissatisfied. Yeah, with the artistic climate of his native country. Yes. My philosophy professor believes that every student can learn. He spends much of his extra time tutoring his students. So, yeah, I didn't have enough time to buy my parents an anniversary present. I offered to mow the lawn for the whole summer. So, yes, good. Now revise by adding a dependent thought. Here, I think you got my idea when I was writing a comment for the majority of you. This is a fragment. This is a fragment. What do I mean by fragment? A fragment is an incomplete thought. Incomplete thought. I'll give you an example of fragment. If I were you, then you jump to another sentence. If I were you, so what? You have, this is a conditional sentence type 2. You should give me, this is the dependent clause, you should give me the independent clause. Otherwise, you have incomplete thought. If you have incomplete thought, that means this is a fragment. This is a fragment. Now, when you add a dependent thought to a simple sentence, the result is a complex sentence. Now, a complex sentence consists of a simple sentence, consists of 2 clauses. The first one, which is independent clause, and when it is when the clause is an independent, it means that it has a full meaning or a complete thought. It can stand alone, and if it has a complete thought and it can stand alone, that means it is a simple sentence. It is a simple sentence. So the compound sentence consists of a simple sentence plus dependent clause. And you cannot have a complex sentence without having the 2 clauses here. Now, the 2 parts of a complex sentence are sometimes called an independent clause, right? And a independent and dependent clause. Now, look at the subordinating words that we use to form complex sentences. We have after, although, as, though, because, before, even though, how, if, even if, in order that, since, that, so that, unless, till, what, whatever, who, whose, while, which, whichever, whether, when, whenever, where, wherever. Now, a complex sentence is used to emphasize one idea over another. Look at the following complex sentence here. Although the exam room was very quiet, I still couldn't concentrate. Imagine we don't have this clause. although the exam room was very quiet. So what? So what? This is a fragment, right? It doesn't have a complete meaning. It doesn't have a complete meaning. So it needs what? It needs an independent clause in order to have a complete thought. So you have to say, I still couldn't concentrate in order to have a complete thought. Following are two examples here of complex sentences. In each case, the part starting with the dependent word is less emphasized part of the sentence. Even though I was tired, I stayed up to watch a horror movie. Before I take a bath, I check for spiders in the tube. I check for spiders in the tube before I take a bath. I stayed up to watch the horror movie even though I was tired. So you can start with the independent clause or with a dependent clause, right? When Evie feels nervous, she pulls on her earlobe. She pulls on her earlobe when. So you can, but if you start with the subordinating words, you have to have the comma here. If you start with the independent clause, there is no need for the comma. I stayed up to watch the horror movie. Don't use comma even though without comma. I was tired. Now this is an activity here. Rita bit. Now use logical subordinating words to combine the following pairs of simple sentences into sentences that contain a dependent thought. Place a comma after a dependent statement when it starts the sentence. Rita bit into the hard taffy. She broke a filling. Now, when Rita bit into the taffy, comma, look here. We have what? Comma. She broke. Look at the first one. Many Americans blamed President Herbert Hoover for the Great Depression, which began in 1929. They elected Franklin Roosevelt president in 1932. What should we use from here? Because many Americans blamed President Herbert Hoover for the Great Depression, which began in 1922, comma, they elected blah, 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 blah. Yeah. By the way, since, since, because they have the same meaning. Right. How about before? Hiba, you said before? No. Before they elected, yeah? Before they elected Franklin Roosevelt president in 1932, comma, many Americans blamed President, yeah? Yes. Yeah, you can. You can. Now here, the emphasis will be different here. Are you emphasizing on many Americans blamed President on this clause, or are you emphasizing on this one? If you emphasize on this one, you should use because. If you emphasize on this one, you should use before, right? So when you change, when you select a different clause to start with, that means you give this clause more emphasis. More emphasis. The pear turned on the rotten log. Fat white drops crawled in every direction. When, huh? What do you think? Can we use when? So yeah, when? Next, Europe had suffered a great deal of damage during World War II. The United States helped rebuild its infrastructure and economy. Easy. Because, can we use because? Yeah. Because Europe had suffered a great deal of damage during Second World War, the United States, blah, blah. Some people are allergic to wool. They buy sweaters made only from synthetic fibers. How about because? We can use because, right? Yeah. Or since, if you'd like. As also. You can use as, because, since, as, yes. An older woman in my typing class can type almost 100 words a minute. She's having trouble landing a secretarial job. Although an older woman in my typing class can type almost she's having trouble landing a secretarial job. Yes, here we have concision, contrast, right? Yeah. Now revised by beginning with a special opening word or phrase. Among the special openers that can be used to start sentences are ed, ing, ly, adverbs, right? And two infinitives, prepositional phrases. So what do we call this? Past participle, present participle, adverbs, two infinitives, prepositional phrase. Here, concerned about his son's fever, Paul called the doctor. Concerned. So this is past participle. Present participle, the gerund, humming softly, the woman prosed through the rack of dresses. Adverb, hesitantly, Sue approached the instructor's desk. To infinitive, to protect her hair, Eva uses the lowest setting on her blow dryer. Now the prepositional phrase during her exam, drops of water fell from the ceiling. Okay? Here, this is an exercise. Combine each of the following sentences, pair of simple sentences into one sentence by using the opener down at the left and omitting repeated words. Use a comma to set off the opener from the rest of the sentence. Look here. Pelican scooped small fish into its baggy bill. It dipped into the waves. Dipping into the waves. The pelican scooped small fish into its bill. Baggy bill. Here, prepositional phrase. Fernando ran into the burning building. He didn't hesitate. Hmm. Without hesitation, comma, Federico ran. Without hesitation, comma, Federico ran into the burning building. Right? Without hesitation. In the exam you will have questions like these, Mashallah, in the midterm exam. Two-word group. Eva and Olaf wanted to find the shortest route over the mountain. They bought a map of the local hiking trails. To find the shortest route over the mountain, comma, Eva and Olaf bought a map of the local hiking trails. Easy, guys, easy. Prepositional phrase. The accused murderer grinned at the witnesses. He did this during the trial. During the trial, comma, the accused murderer, blah, blah. ED here. The vet's office was noisy and confusing. It was crowded with nervous pets. Crowded with nervous pets, comma, the vet's office was noisy. Easier. Thomas Alva Edison finally discovered the right filament for his light bulb. Prepositional phrase here. He had tested thousands of materials. We need prepositional phrase. After testing, excellent. After testing thousands of materials, excellent. Come on. Okay? Do you have any question, any comment? Any question? Are you still here? Are you following me, guys? Alhamdulillah. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you next time.